Hey guys, so me, Laura, here, Emma up there hanging out, and Jaden right there sleeping. So this is my first video. Haven't really had the motivation to make any videos yet. I have these questions here that you guys asked me for my first video, so I'm going to go ahead and answer these. These are all about babies. I don't think I was that interesting before I had a baby. So let's get started with these questions.
I thought that said cheese, not choose. Sorry.
Okay. What's the hardest part of being a mom? I would say the hardest part is giving up what you want for the benefit of your child, because you know, when it's 3 o'clock in the morning and all you want to do is sleep and they're hungry, you have to feed them instead of sleeping. Babies are expensive, so you have to give up the time that you could be spending with them to work to be able to provide for them, which really sucks. Being a young mom, it's hard because people judge you. So yeah, that's probably the hardest part. How hard is it to be a mom while working? It sucks, like I said. I work full-time Monday through Friday, 7:30 to 4, so I spend most of the day away from him and he goes to daycare. Do you miss high school or happy you got it over with? Sometimes when I see all my high school friends and their graduation pictures and in their caps and gowns, I get a little sad just because I'm not walking across the stage with them. But I know that I chose to get out of high school early for a reason, because it just wasn't where I wanted to be anymore. I had that opportunity and I was blessed to be able to double up on classes so I could get out of there faster, and I graduated high in my class with good grades, so that was pretty good. But I am happy that I got it over with. What was it like being pregnant so young? In the beginning,
Bounced back.
in the beginning, it was a little weird to walk into places with a baby bump, and just because I have such a young face, everybody would give me an eye as like, wow, she's pregnant so young. But towards the end, I sort of just kind of embraced it, because people talk about, oh, I get so fat when I'm pregnant, oh, I don't like myself when I'm pregnant, but I still felt confident, so it wasn't really that big of a deal. The judgment sucks because people don't support teen pregnancy, but we'll get into that later. My first thought when I found out was, I'm gonna die. My parents are going to murder me. I wasn't super elated when I found out. I was terrified. It took me a couple weeks to realize that, wow, I'm actually gonna have a child. Once I finally told my parents, it was a lot more excitement than it was scared, because once I had their support, I knew that I could do it. Is Jaden's dad helping out? Who is the dad and does he see them? I got that question multiple times. Jaden's dad is Chris Bundy. I'm sure you all know who that is. Does he see him? Yes, we are together. He sees him all the time. We're always together. Is he helping out? Yes, he supports us financially, emotionally, physically, every way he possibly can. Typical night with Jaden. Well, we have a routine. So I get home at 4 and we just kind of hang out, all that stuff. I give him a bath around 8 o'clock every night so he can start getting into the routine of going to sleep. And then I usually feed him after we're done with the bath so he can be in bed between 8:30 and 9. That's a night. That's not very exciting, but it's a routine and it's important to keep babies on a routine. Was it hard to tell your parents? Yes, it was terrifying. I took my mom out of the house and drove her around in my car to explain it to her. Yeah, my mom already knew. She was like, I told her, I was like, yes, I'm pregnant. And she was like, I already knew. It's like, okay, that's cool. I guess it's just a mom thing. Like, moms know before you know. Was I scared personally? I had a fear that I wouldn't actually have him, if that makes sense. Like, I feel like something was going to happen to where I wouldn't be able to have him, or I wouldn't have him. Or once I had him, something would happen. But here he is. Someone said, I look up to you. I like that somebody said that they look up to me because I feel like I've made the necessary changes in my life to be a good role model for my son and for people who are ever in my situation or not in my situation. I am young, but I'm wise, I guess, because I've been through almost it all. How did you pick Jaden's name? So I actually didn't pick Jaden's name. Jaden's name was picked by Chris. I picked his middle name, which was Michael. Chris and I picked out Jaden my freshman year in high school. Funny. He always talked about how he wanted to name his children after his two best friends when he was super young, which was Hayden Keener and Chaz Cherry. And so he was like, oh, like Hayden, let's just name him Jaden. So we picked out Jaden my freshman year, and we found out we were having a baby, and then we found out it was a boy, and we were like, Jaden. Michael is my brother's middle name. It's my uncle's name. It's my dad's stepdad's name. It's
my dad's name.
It's her dad's name.
That wasn't
It's
part of the reason.
my best friend's man's name. It's my grandfather's name. It was just absolutely perfect, and I thought Jaden Michael was just the cutest little name ever, so that's how he got his name. Is it hard being a young mom? Not really. There are some days where it really just does suck because, you know, I want to be with my friends doing what they're doing, going out, having fun, blah blah blah, but I don't always get to do that. I do have nights where I do get to go out. My mom will take him just so I can have a night out. But I enjoy being able to have that life, but then also come home and have this cute little snuggle bunny to kiss all over and just love unconditionally. So next, how did you get into modeling? So when I was really young, I had abnormally long legs, and I was very skinny, like sickly skinny, and my mom's friends would always be like, she's so pretty, like put her through modeling. So I started with a photographer named Kevin Satterfield. I did my first shoot with him. He kind of just showed me the ropes, showed me how to pose. We would shoot a couple times together, and then I started working with a photographer that my friend introduced me to, Ruben. And I did a bunch of shoots with him. He's awesome. You should definitely check him out. And then when I was pregnant, I found another photographer that I love. Her name is Dia. She does super interesting concepts with her photography. She's super awesome, so professional, love her to death. So I did 2 shoots with her, one maternity and then one with him actually. And then after, I found this company called Genesis Level. They're located in Washington, D.C., and I've been following them for almost 2 years. And one day I was just like, let's put in an application. So I sent them a shoot that I did with Ruben at the beach as my pictures, and then sent them all my information, and they asked me to come in for an interview. And I went in, and they signed me. So now I just start doing shoots with them. They're a great networking opportunity to put my name out there. It's just super awesome. It's a totally different lifestyle that I love. It's like bougie heels, dresses. Do you miss MMA? I hated MMA when I was there. It sucked. I was away from my parents. I was away from my friends. It was horrible. But now that I'm not there anymore, I definitely miss the responsibility that I had when I was there. I miss my roommate, Melena. I miss just like small things. Like I was walking downstairs in the hospital the other day and I smelt the cleaner that they made, like that they used to clean the stairs with, and I was like, oh my gosh, it smells like what we used to clean the stairs with at MMA. So it was just like, it's just small things. Sometimes I'll miss it, but I definitely am glad that I'm out of there. How is your sleep schedule? About 2 weeks ago, he started sleeping through the night, so he'll sleep from 8:30 to 9 until 5:30 in the morning. So I'm definitely getting a lot of sleep now. When he was first born, he was awake every 3 hours. It was definitely horrible. It was a lot to get used to, but he started sleeping through the night, so. Hardest part of pregnancy. I was scared I was gonna get stretch marks, but I didn't, so it's okay. Pregnancy wasn't really hard. It was honestly, it's really cool to be pregnant. It's weird to feel like your child inside of you kicking and moving, but it's definitely something that you remember, but I wouldn't say it was hard. How did you lose the baby weight so fast? Breastfeeding. Breastfeeding is so good for your baby. It's so good for you. I was back in jeans 2 days after I gave birth. My stomach went back to its normal size, still at my normal weight right before I got pregnant. It's really good for you, and it's really good for the baby. And it's just the connection between you and your baby. Like when you have that time that's just for you and your child, it's definitely something that I like. And you have the ability to feed them. Like it's your body that's making their food. And there's just something about that that's just super cool. How did you look so pretty after giving birth?
That's what I want to know.
No, because
Yeah.
even when I came in, like when you guys came into the room, I was like, no pictures. No pictures. There are some people who will do like a full face of makeup
That was not you.
right before they give birth, but honestly, I was just like, get this baby out of me. Like, I did not care about makeup at that point. How long were you in labor? 48 hours.
I was expecting that because that's how long your mom was in labor.
48 hours. I went in labor on a Monday. I started having minimal contractions that were they felt like period cramps around noon. And by the time it was like 5, they started feeling like real hardcore contractions. I ended up going to the hospital that night. They said that I wasn't doing anything. They couldn't admit me, so I went home. The next day, contractions. Went back to the hospital around noon on the Tuesday. Couldn't admit me. Went back home again. And then Wednesday rolls around and I'm so mad. I hate my life. I'm just in so much pain. I haven't slept since Sunday night, so I was just miserable. And my contractions felt like somebody was stabbing me. And I was like, I'm going to the hospital right now. And so they admitted me finally, and then 5:29 on Wednesday, this man pops out. Are you still in high school? No. No, I'm not. I graduated a year early. I definitely am not in high school. I don't know why anybody would ask me that. Like, I'm not posting graduation pictures, or I posted my diploma on Instagram. Like, okay, sorry. Fave thing about being a mom. This is my mini version of myself. That's probably my favorite thing. Mini version of myself and the man I love. That's just, you can't get any better than that. How did your pregnancy go? It was pretty easy. It took forever. I swear. I was pregnant for like 5 years. But now that I look back on it, I feel like it went by in 2 seconds. How did you stay healthy? I didn't. I ate McDonald's and Chick-fil-A and Chipotle and candy and chocolate my entire pregnancy. My body is just very
That's
kind.
when you have the excuse to do that.
God is very kind to me. My body was very kind to me. Still eating like I'm pregnant, fun fact. What is life like? Busy, running nonstop. I've had the chance to film a little bit, but I haven't even had a moment to just sit down and try to edit and put it all together. So definitely very busy. How do you feel about the people who don't support you? I am just gonna gloat really quick, if that's okay.
It's your video, do what you want.
Exactly. I did the absolute most that I could to get myself ready for having a child, mentally and physically. I made the necessary changes to be a good role model and be a good person and be somebody that Jaden could look up to. I accepted responsibility for getting pregnant at 17 years old, and I've turned my entire life around, my relationship around, to be a good mother to my son. And if you don't support me, then there's somebody that comes at me because
And, like, basically everyone who's, like, pregnant now.
Yeah.
Like, it's so rude.
Just comes at them because they got pregnant at a young age, and instead of denying responsibility, and they decide, I'm going to have this baby, I'm going to be a mother, and I'm going
Not
to...
that it's wrong to get an abortion.
No, it's not wrong to get an
sometimes.
abortion, but they chose the other route. They chose to be a mom. And honestly, that's a scary choice because babies are so fragile. You don't know if you're gonna screw the baby up. You don't know if you're gonna have the capabilities to raise a child. You just don't know. And so it's really scary to go through pregnancy when being pregnant is very scary, when you have to go through labor and all that pain. It's a scary choice to make, and when people don't support you and they bring you down and they say rude things about it, it's disrespectful and it's annoying, and it's a
Honestly?
man.
Okay, did it hurt?
Okay, so contractions hurt like death. They say that contractions and all that stuff is equivalent to the pain of 28 bones breaking.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
And it's the closest a woman will ever get to death without actually dying. So yes, contractions.
Sometimes people do die.
Yeah, sometimes women can't handle it and their bodies just shut down on them and they die in the middle of delivering a child. I had an epidural, so I didn't feel anything. It's actually kind of funny when you come off of your epidural because your feet feel so woozy. It's just weird. This is Jaden. Say hi. He's sleeping. This is my cute little man. He's not very happy with me right now. He was born March 6th at 5:29 p.m. He was 7 pounds, 7 ounces, and 20 inches. He has the size of a 1-year-old's feet. He probably gets that from his father. He's got very long fingers, just like his mommy, and super long toes, just like me too.
Very curious.
Say
right
hi,
now.
friends. My name's Shaden. Oh, stretching again. You're a YouTube star, Jaden. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Mommy. Mommy, what are you doing to me?